time. Yeah, I'm glad to do that. And then what I'm going to do, if you are agreeable, I can start posting them on YouTube.
Okay.
You want to do it?
Sure.
Okay.
I said this was my idea.
And I figured it out. So we're a great team, man. You're the idea guy. Sitting up there on the top of Mount Everest. I guess that's Mount Everest, isn't it?
I don't know. I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what Swami Satchidananda calls it? Mount Everest.
Everest. Yeah.
Everest.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we might say something interesting or profound and valuable and useful.
You never know. Might happen. If we do, someone will see it. Hopefully.
Yeah. Well, so we got this project going on, and the first stab at it produced nothing. And what I just did was I called the general manager just now, Saturday morning, caught him, he picked up, yeah. And I basically invited him to take those areas, those things that are not working, that we're struggling with, with the key managers, and speak to them. What's going on against a context of, who are we really? And I'm actually really inspired by that because, and he started that email. He started an email. He sent an email of a couple, 2 or 3 weeks ago, in response to me saying, look, we're going to have a conversation about greatness, and, we're going to explore what that is. And he just jumped on it and he goes, well, here's what it is for me. It's when, look at this guy used to be in this position and now he's over here, as a manager. And this guy used to do this and now he's like this. And this guy used to make this much money and he just bought a new house. And this guy just bought a new car. And, it's like, there's things that he pointed to that, I get excited and inspired by, that is happening within the company where employees are growing and developing, and yes, that is truly greatness. So so now we're going to take that, we're going to take our management training program idea and talk about, where things aren't working as well as we really want them to, against the context of, well, who are we in the matter of that? What are we really committed to? And what's wonderful about this company is, they're pretty friendly with, they're close enough. They have a sufficient level of workability, integrity, that we can have that conversation. It's not a big, it's not a marathon. It's a little bit of a walk. It's almost a short walk in some cases, so they're not that far from, their integrity is sufficient that, we can throw that out there, talk to the breakdown, speak about the breakdowns, speak to their dignity, and, I know they'll get it.
Yeah.
They're very they're very, let's say greatness friendly.
Yeah, good. Well, that's great. Great way to start the day, right? On a good, solid foundation.
Well, yeah. So starting the day, Saturday.
Yeah. Off and running.
Well, yeah, we haven't talked in a couple months, actually.
Yeah, has it been that long? A couple of months?
Yeah, we missed last month because
right.
Because I got I got consumed with what's been going on with our projects, So okay, so here's the update. We took a look at what's going on in the world and our financials, and said, I never really thought, I never got into this reality of, investment stuff. It just never made any sense to me, putting stuff in. It, I, you know, it just makes no. It's like algebra, geometry.
Yeah.
I could never do that. Could you do that stuff?
Only, you mean investing or algebra and geometry?
Could you do geometry?
No, I never even took geometry.
Yeah,
I barely passed algebra. I got better at it, but I had put a lot of work and time into it.
you actually did algebra. I couldn't even,
Mm.
I couldn't even do it. And so that's kind of how I'm with the whole world of finance.
Yeah.
So we took our money, every bit of savings and everything we could scrap together, and we bought, we bought 3 rental income properties.
We being,
My wife and I.
okay. Wow. Awesome.
Yeah.
I think
And
that's a good move.
yeah, I feel good about it. I mean, it's been a very interesting process. I wanted to be more conservative and go for lesser expensive things in, a different area of town. And she was like, no, we're going to go for the high end stuff up here in, this beautiful canyon area. It's kind of like one of the most, it's like the Pacific Heights of Tucson,
Oh yeah.
And
Okay.
and we discovered that, there's a particular niche of rental income properties that really work. So I said okay to my wife, and she found them, and next thing I know, we found 3. We
You're
just found
landlords
3.
now, landlord and landlady.
And it's been pretty amazing. It's been an amazing process. I mean, I wouldn't recommend that to anybody do 3 at once, but
Yeah.
so, and the way they came down the pipe was, we made an offer on the first one, and then we made an offer on the second one, and we made an offer on the third one. And in order to so we got the first one done. And then in order to qualify and complete and close on the second one, we had to get the first one rented. So we got to rent it,
Okay. Okay. Was that like a house? Is it a
Oh,
house?
it's a condo. It's a
Yeah.
2-bedroom, 2-bath condo.
Okay.
We got it for 170, put 25% down. So, which is, a lot of money.
Yeah.
$42,000, right?
Yeah.
Plus repairs and all that stuff, and painting and cleaning. So we've been spending money like you can't believe, So where did it all come from? Whoa. So
Well, it came from where it always comes from. Nothing.
I know it seems like it came from source. So and then we had to in order to close the second one. Okay, we got the first one rented. Then in order to close the third one, everybody was saying, the lender and everybody was saying, you got to rent the second one. Well, somehow, and we weren't finding a renter.
Yeah.
Because we're so busy just getting the first one taken care of. We had some AC issues, and well, somehow that stipulation just disappeared. Next thing you know, we're getting word from the lending people that we're closing.
Oh yeah.
Boom.
Awesome.
Yep.
So that's
Miracle.
the third one. You've already got the 2. You've already
we closed on all 3.
all 3 of them now. Wow.
Now we're trying to rent the second 2. So and that's happening. My wife is right now, as we speak, is speaking to a potential renter. So
Is that right?
yeah. Yeah.
Well, you guys are a power couple.
We pretty much are, and yeah, and I'm really clear that in a very big way, my wife is the source of this. So it's a very interesting thing that's been showing up is, it's like, I'm really clear that, she sourced and manifested the first person.
Mm.
And I mean, we said she was in charge of that,
Yeah.
but you know, I'm really clear that, she did that. She did that,
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm also, really getting that, that my love of her is the juice that feeds her, so there's a really interesting dynamic, right?
Yeah.
So we've had a few weeks where um, things were really good. I mean, amazing, better than we've ever had. And because I really got I really saw her, you know, and like I've never seen her before,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
she's amazing. And we were in this amazing space of just of love. And then we crashed and burned.
Mm. I remember that one.
Yeah. So, and what happened was, just really silly, ridiculous. It was a Thursday near the end of the week, or I'm tired, she's tired, and she really wanted attention and acknowledgement, but what she wasn't asking for it. And
Uh-huh.
she worked from 6 a.m. that day till, at 9 o'clock at night. And then she was a little grumpy, which irritated me. We had a big fight, and it didn't go well.
Right. Right.
So, we've been recovering from that. And so I think we're both trying to, move on and forgive ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And really what I'm being with is I'm not sure I forgive myself for that upset. And I think the way I think what I'm looking for is a level of responsibility. Like before I can really commit, I mean, she needs to feel safe. And, and so do I,
Right.
So I'm asking her to give up, don't, like give up making me wrong.
Uh-huh.
Stop making me wrong. Don't ever do that again. You
Right.
know? And then, uh, I'm looking for myself to make a commitment to, um, just don't get upset.
Mm-hmm.
Just give it up. Just don't,
Yeah.
don't get upset.
Okay.
Don't get triggered,
Okay.
And I guess I haven't been able to see that I can actually, I guess the next place my mind goes is, okay, well, what's going to be different?
Uh-huh.
I mean, if I'm really going to make a commitment, I can see the possibility that we are. Clearly, I can see the possibility we are. But it's occurring for me like we haven't been really responsible for our own, mistakes or wounding or PTSD or trauma or, you know, does that make sense?
Oh yeah, totally. I'm following you totally. Hmm. I think my only thought at this point um, is it, my question would be, is it realistic to think that you wouldn't get upset with each other again? Is that actually realistic?
Oh, I mean, upset, sure. I mean, upset at the level of, you know, you know, 2 on a scale of 10.
Okay.
Sure. Not, yeah, that's, I can, but not, there's got to be.
So you're thinking on more of the 8 to 10 scale.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So remember one of our prime uh, realizations is that what we resist persists.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're resisting any kind of upset, number 2 or number 8, you're setting up defenses against it. That's why what we resist persists. We set up defenses against it.
Yep.
And as soon as we set up the defenses, we're guaranteed those defenses will be attacked. Remember the lesson, in my defenselessness, my safety lies.
Yep.
So that goes against that principle. And whether that's what came to my mind is, are you setting up a game where you're going to fail simply because you set up the game wrong, or not wrong, but in a way that would invite failure? That's the question. I'm not saying you are. I'm just putting from your sharing that last bit there, in terms of how strongly you're going to defend against something, always indicates to me when I do that I'm setting myself up to get it.
Yeah, I don't want to defense against it. I want to, I mean, and I don't know, maybe I am, but I'm just saying my mind is going into, I guess I'm having this conversation with myself. I'm going, well, okay, I really want to make a commitment. Like that never happens again. Right.
Yeah.
But I can't, but I have a very strong regard with my word. So then the next, the question I'm asking myself is, well, okay, what's going to be different? And, maybe it's a stupid question. Maybe nothing's going to be different. Maybe I just make the commitment, like standing in nothing,
Or maybe you make the commitment, no matter what happens, you can handle it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the commitment. That's what I do. That's what I've learned from this is rather than trying to defend against something happening, which my ego wants to do all the time, I've just made a declaration that whatever happens, I can handle it, or God can handle it. I don't even have to handle it, but God can handle it, or the Spirit can handle it. I don't have to handle it. So I don't have to defend against, I mean, I don't always succeed, but that's my stand. And when I don't do that, then I catch myself, I realize that I'm trying to make the defense. I'm defending against something here.
Mm-hmm.
So I say, okay, what's the best way for me to handle that and not be sucked into defending against something is that, well, let it happen. I can handle it. There's nothing I have to defend against if I can handle it.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's my wording of it. That's my.
Yeah, that's what, yeah, I get it. That's what worries me.
Yeah. Yeah. What? That you can't handle it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Because, I mean, yeah, that's what worries me.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what, that's why you have to defend against it, because it worries you that you can't do it, that you can't handle it. There will be something you can't manage in this thing.
Well, I totally failed in this situation.
Yeah.
I mean, went down in flames.
Uh-huh. And you don't ever want that to happen again. Yeah, I know the feeling. Can't happen again. Won't let it. Never, never, nada. So how about this? I will invite you to take a stand in the space that whatever occurs in your relationship, number one, number two, whatever occurs anyway, anywhere, I'm up to it. I can handle it. I can manage it effectively. Whatever happens. How about that? Stand in that space for a while. See how it works for you, but remind yourself a lot that that's how you're dealing with it. You're not going to defend against it happening again, which almost guarantees that it will. You're just going to say, okay, if it happens again, I can handle it. Well, how are you going to handle it? That would be the next step. All right, I can handle this. How am I going to handle it?
See, that's, you just reminded me of, yeah, that's the conviction that I created that produced those 2 weeks of bliss, you know? And so, and it was really odd because it was like something shifted in me, you know, I made that conviction, you know, like I mean, ridiculously fearless, you know, like, you know, just, okay, I'm not even sure how to put it into words, but then, okay, so that's how I was being, you know, defenseless, you could say, you know, but open, and then she transformed.
Of course.
And I'm like, well, wait a minute, you know, so did I do that? You know, or is that just a coincidence? You know, was that like a coincidence? You know, so for 2 weeks, she never made me wrong. And then she did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Yeah. And yeah. So, you know, and we've been kind of like climbing out of the shit ever since.
Yeah. So yeah, so I would suggest you begin to think in terms of you can handle whatever happens, just like you're handling it now. See, it happened and you're handling it. It may not be the way you would prefer to handle it.
No, I'm not, I don't know if I'm handling it. I feel really bad about what happened. I feel, you know, we had a really big upset.
Okay,
you know?
but that's you. That's
And I
what
feel
I'm
really
saying.
bad about it still, you know?
You can handle it though. See, that's the point. Once you get the realization, let's say the insight that there's no problem, that you're making it up, then it's all your responsibility and all your in your court to handle it, and you can do it because you don't have to keep making it up. That's all it is to it. You can choose to see it differently. You can. You may not want to at any given time, but you have the ability to do that. You've seen it happen over and over and over again in your life. You're totally convinced that you have the ability to shift the way you're looking at things. So maybe you don't want to at any given moment, but that's still in your court. It has nothing to do with her. And there's nothing she can do that would take that power away from you. You can only take it away from you, not her or anyone else. No one can take it away from you.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing, isn't it? I mean, it's so liberating. When I get that, man, it's so liberating. I get so peaceful. It's like, okay, anything that occurs, I can handle it.
Anything that occurs, I can handle.
Exactly.
Let me write that down.
Okay.
Okay, give me a little Course in Miracles substantiation on that.
Yeah, I can give you a lot of them. Let me get my mind functioning in that direction. But let's start off with nothing I see means anything.
Yeah, but there's
I'm just
something.
saying, let's start there.
Okay.
All right. Then we go to
No, okay.
Yeah.
Would God have a plan for your salvation that
didn't work.
Yeah.
There you go. See, you got it.
I mean, you know, if okay, maybe you can do better than that.
No, that's a good one. That's a good one. We can go on. I could probably come up with a lot of them.
Well, please do, because I think I need it. So, because, you know, would God have a plan for your salvation that doesn't work?
Yeah.
It could be interpreted, you know, I mean, now that I connect it with this, there's a whole.
Okay, let's define the problem first. Let's define exactly what we're looking for a solution for. What's the problem?
I don't know. I don't know what the problem is, but you know, I was going to say, when it says, you know, would God have a plan for your salvation? You know, you have to. I would have to understand that. First of all, that I'd have to understand what it means by a plan. You know, what does that mean? That would he have a plan?
Okay.
Like, what does that mean? The plan, and, you know, how does that relate to
Plan,
me? And
yeah, well, you know what a plan is, right? Something
well, of
that's
course, yeah, but
a
you know,
plan for what? For salvation, for healing, for forgiveness, for love, for peace. He has a plan for us.
so that, you know, what's my relationship to that plan? I got to have some idea of some relationship. So, you know, which gets back into the only thing that makes any sense is, you know, you got to practice forgiveness and the atonement to, you know, give up every plan, you know, and listen for the wisdom that's not your own. That's
Okay,
the
good.
only.
Keep going. Keep going. Good.
No, you come on, it's your turn.
You're doing great. Okay. Well, this is how it works. See, I mean, I can do this on my own when I'm alone and I have a issue that I'm dealing with or challenge or a difficulty. But when we do it together, it's even more powerful because two minds are always, two joined minds are always more powerful than one, right? So keep going. How about,
Well,
how
okay,
about,
basically we're saying, you know, and there's a place that I don't have the course in front of me, but there's a place where it's talking about how, and I might be able to go find it, but where basically, you know, it's instructing us to give up every plan, and that,
yes,
you know, you won't know. You'll be told what to do, but you won't know why you're doing it, what the outcome is going to be. Basically, you don't know anything, you know.
right,
Just
right.
it's like just do this.
Yeah,
Then I'm not sure if it's somewhere close by or someplace else where it says anticipation plays no part in this, you know, surrender,
yeah,
lack of planning, for me is nailing. It's like the last nail in the coffin where, you know, if you look at your mind, the psychology of the mind is, oh, okay, so I'm going to give up every plan so that I can hear what to do, right?
yeah,
And no, just give up and,
right.
you know, just sit there and be stupid, you know,
Yeah,
and listen, you know, and, you know, so it like that's the last in order to, you know, oh, I'm going to sit here and listen in order to, you know, help me solve this problem and that problem. And it's like, so, okay, here's the deal.
yeah.
I'll make a deal here.
Okay.
I can embrace that I can handle anything
Yeah.
as long as I can trust that I'm going to be told what to do.
Okay. Okay. All right. Good. So where would that come from, being told what to do? Where would it come from?
Not going to come from me.
Okay. All right. Where would it come from?
It would have to be from source.
Okay.
It would have to come from the Holy Spirit.
Okay. Okay. So it's an issue of identity.
Yeah.
You're separate from the source. You're separate from the identity of the Holy Spirit. Is that what you're telling me?
Oh, what say? My mind just what say what?
So
Say that.
it's an issue of identity. You're saying it won't come from me. Where it'll come from is source. So I say, okay, so you're separate from source. Is that what you're telling me?
Oh,
Yours,
well,
you're separate
uh,
from source. You're not source.
it's a kind of a back and forth
Yeah.
thing. You know, we
Okay.
have our moments, you know, like it's like, you know,
Yeah. 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 Okay.
you
Okay.
know, speaking of deals, do you remember that? Remember when you used to host Marianne Williamson,
Yeah.
and there was a time when she told a story about how she got started, and she was a she was in her previous career as a lobbyist. I think she was a lobbyist, a political lobbyist,
Okay.
and she made a deal with 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 God, with Christ, Remember that?
Not really, but keep going.
She said she made a deal that if she, I think it was like if she achieved this level of success or something, then she was going to devote her life to God.
Okay.
And then this isn't sounding familiar.
No, I don't remember it. That was
Oh yeah,
quite a while.
yeah, it was.
It was something
Yeah.
that stuck in your mind, but it didn't stick in my mind.
Oh yeah, it was like a quite profound deal, you know. So then she was at an event, a political event, and she's working the crowd, and all of a sudden she turns around, and there's this person who says, "I thought we had," and she wasn't keeping her word, and this person shows up in her face and says, "I thought we had a deal,"
Yeah, yeah.
and then he turns around and disappears in the crowd.
Never to be seen again.
Right. Exactly.
That's great. Yeah, that's a great story. Whoops.
And
Busted.
and then she that's when she got started.
Okay. So the deal is here. Here's the deal. This is one step below where we're going, but let's go there. The deal is that in order for you to be able to handle anything, your part in that is to remember certain things. That's it. You don't have to do anything else, but you do have to remember a few things. For example, anything that comes up, the first thing that I remember is I'm never upset for the reason I think. Okay, that's the first step I have to remember it. Every time I feel I've gotten myself into something that I can't handle immediately without any trouble, without any, any kind of struggle with it. So the first thing I have to remember is I'm never upset for the reason. I'm never upset for the reason I think. So step one. Then step two, be willing to let the problem go for a moment, just for a moment. Release the problem. There are two lessons right together, back to back. One is they're 79 and 80, lesson 79 and 80. Let me recognize the problem so that it can be solved. That's 79.
Is that after being willing to let the problem go?
This is a conjunction, wherever it fits. It doesn't matter. There's no order with this one. It's just the lessons themselves are 79 and 80, lesson 79 and 80. So let me recognize the problem so it can be solved. Yeah, that would come after, letting go of it, because it's hard to recognize the problem when I'm in it. All right.
Let me recognize the problem so it can be solved.
Yeah, 79, lesson 79. And then lesson 80, the one right after that is, let me recognize the problem has already been solved. And if you want to review this, you can go on when I post that YouTube video, this YouTube video, it'll be about 39 minutes in. You can replay it. So, okay, so 79, let me recognize the problem so it can be solved. 80, let me recognize the problem has already been what?
Solved.
Exactly. It's already been solved. The only reason I see a problem is I'm making it up. Not that there is a problem.
Okay.
I'm making it up. If I stop making it up, the problem disappears. And how does it disappear? This is another beautiful lesson. I will forgive, and this will disappear. I will forgive, and this will disappear. So we have the power, we have the tools, we have the keys to how to have things disappear in our lives. But we first have to begin to be willing, have a little willingness to see things differently. To be able to see things differently, and we don't even have to come up with what to see. That's already done. That's a done deal. We have to release what's blocking us from seeing it. Not that we have to create it. It's already created. It's already made. So we start off with the stand. I can handle anything in this relationship, in this life, in this job, in this financial situation, in my marriage. I can handle it all. I can handle anything that comes up. So I don't have to defend against anything. In my defenselessness, my safety lies.
Mm-hmm.
It's the opposite of what the ego wants to tell us, the separate self. The separate self says, oh, in your defenses, your safety lies. That's what the ego says. That's what the separate self says. Total opposite.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the total opposite of I can handle anything that comes up in my life? I can't handle anything that comes up in my life.
Right.
So, or my relationship or my job or my money or whatever special relationship that we have in our lives, we don't think we can handle them. So we got to defend against it happening, or if it does happen, we got to go to attacking it so it'll go away.
Okay.
So that's the ego's salvation. That's the ego's plan for salvation right there. Either attack it so it'll go away and get rid of it, or defend against it so it can't come near me. That's the ego's plan in every domain, in every relationship, in every field.
I get it. You know, that pretty much returns me to grace.
Mm-hmm. Can't lose in this game. You know what Reverend Ike used to say? I loved it. You can't lose with the words I use. Isn't that great?
Who's he?
Reverend Ike?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Really? Okay. Okay. Reverend Ike was a black man back in the, I don't know, 50s, 60s, 70s. He was real popular. He preached prosperity. He would like drive Cadillacs and, you know, I mean, he was Mr. Prosperity. And his whole thing was, oh God, you should look him up on YouTube. Maybe I'll send you a link if I can find it. And then you get him really quick. Boom. He was in touch with his Christ mind. That man was in touch with his Christ mind. And he preached it. And he talked, you know, he shared it. He had a ministry in the Harlem or something in New York.
Huh. Okay. So another Joel Goldsmith, huh?
Oh, well, he was, no, Joel was more introverted, you know, going inside. He was too, Reverend Ike was too, but he was more of an extrovert. He's very extroverted, very extroverted. Anyway, that was one of his quotes that stuck with me was, you can't lose with the words the Course uses. We can't lose. We can only not apply them. We can do that.
Right.
We can not believe them. We can do that. Yeah. So the state of grace, back in grace.
Okay. Well, in the space of that, let me set some intentions for you to
Okay.
hang out with and align with me on. So,
All right. Let me
we're
get in
going
a position to write them down. Let me get in a position to write them down. Hold on a second.
It's pretty simple. We get fabulous tenants for our 2 units.
Okay.
And I have my 10-week course starting October 15th.
Okay.
We've moved the date back a few times and that's it. I'm not moving it back anymore. So we've started promotion and we've got 0 registrations.
Okay.
So
when is it going to be? When's it start?
October 15th.
October 15th?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's your intention there?
I want butts in seats. You know, I want
How
at
many?
least
How many?
20. I want 26 people.
Okay.
I want to start with 26 people.
Okay.
So I'm still building the team. I really feel good about everybody that's on the team.
Yeah.
And it's really an interesting thing because I'm spending a lot of money.
Okay.
you know, to put this together, you know, to move from my old business model, which is one-on-one, to doing these online groups. You
Yeah.
know, I feel really good about, it's a little scary because but I feel really good about, you know, the 10-week course because it's the essence of what I offer in a nice, very nice structure. So it's packed with value. Plus, you know, I have two other people participating with me. You know, one guy just, you know, for a short period of time, and another guy doing financial stuff for two sessions. So it's really packed with value between what the three of us bring together.
Okay.
So
How long have you been promoting it?
about a week,
Okay.
maybe 10 days, you know.
How are you promoting it?
We're doing email campaigns, LinkedIn and email.
Okay.
But, you know, we're doing, like, I send it out to my database, and my partner, PSA, sends it out to their database. So between the two of us, we have like, mm, I don't know, 15, 20,000 people, you know.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So, yeah, I know it's a lot. When we were, I'm surprised that we haven't got anything. You know, really surprised. I mean, we did an event in January, and we got 130 registrations,
Yeah.
and 125 showed up,
Wow.
but it was free. You know, no cost.
Yeah.
So now this is, you know, we're charging money. We're charging 1,500. You know, so that's 150 a session. It's pretty good deal, I think, you know.
Yeah.
I'm tweaking the landing page so that it, you know, says something about the financial aspect, and because we did have one person register and then they went to the credit card information and they didn't fill it out. So, and I realized, okay, so that's the first time they see money. It's like, it could look like it's free.
Okay.
And you know, you go, oh yeah, I'll jump in, and you register,
Yeah.
and then you get to the credit card and it's like, whoa, money? You know,
Right.
like,
Right.
okay, so that could have been the thing. So
Yeah.
we're going to redesign the promo so that we, you know, get people a heads up. And but it's still, I'm surprised we didn't get more registrations.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just really surprised. So, and you know, I'm not attached. I mean, it's, you know, it kind of brings me back to, you know, would God have a plan for my salvation that doesn't work? You know, I mean, I hope this wasn't, I trust this wasn't my plan. You know, I
Mhm.
mean, I'm way down the road with, you know, I really like the guy who's doing the marketing and helping me with the LMS, you know, and the website guy. I like every single people on my team. You know,
Yeah.
they're really good people. My designer, I've got Mundo, Elisa, Vicky, Sam. You know, got a 4-person team, and I also reached out to my friend Tom, who's like a marketing coach and an old buddy of mine, going back 20 years. So I'm going to get some coaching from him on, like, okay, what do you think we, you know, should do to get this thing out there?
Hmm.
And I'm thinking of hiring a guy to just make phone calls and promote it, and a publicity person, you know, so all of which costs thousands of dollars, you know.
Right.
So, you know, that's what I'm being with is, you know, there's a way. I've always played small and just went, no, 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 conservative, and maybe I should just go all in, like all in, you
Hmm.
know,
Right.
and you know, to invest in taking, because if we can launch this, if we can get this thing launched, it will, you know, and we get 30, 40 people routinely, You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I mean, look at, 1,500 times, let's go 30. That's $45,000.
Yeah.
If I can turn over $45,000 every 10 weeks,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. That'd be pretty good. Pretty good.
it cash flows,
Yeah.
I could afford to pay, everybody who's participating, serious commissions and paychecks and stuff, so.
Gotcha.
So seems like a good idea, like, and I'm kind of getting out there on the skinny branches going, well, maybe I got to go all in,
Yeah.
I mean, my competitors have done it, they do the advertising, they do all those things. I don't know exactly how they do it, but I see their ads in the magazines, and
Yeah.
they've built a team, they've got a panel, they've got a team of consultants. I've been doing this by myself, so maybe my smallness is the constraint. What do you think?
Whatever it is, you can handle it.
Well, what makes this possible, even having this conversation possible, is there was all this federal money that came down the pipe, and one of them came in the form of a very large loan, so we got a very large loan, have to pay it back, so I took the money, we took the money going, okay, what can we do with this to generate enough income to substantiate paying it back, and then, what can we do to,
Right.
so got a little wiggle room there on this, to figure that out.
So is the money, have you already used the money, or you could devote it to this?
Oh, yeah, we will, let's say we have used, we've used 43,000 of it.
Okay. So you got some left?
We got some left.
So, yeah. So maybe this would be the place to use that for your whatever, yeah, for whatever push you have to do on in the next stage. I mean, it's risky like everything else, but at least you have it. It's possibility.
Yeah.
When do you have to start paying it back?
Like a year from when we got it, it's like 10 more months,
And is it 30 years? You got 30 years to pay it back?
It's a 30-year thing, yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
I know.
It's like a mortgage.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So, the rental income properties, are enough by themselves. We'll have a positive on the rental income properties, so, because the payment on this will be $500 a month. We'll have enough positive to do it just from the rental income properties, but I'd like to not use that money. I'd like to use that money to pay off the properties and just, get those things paid off in like 10 years.
Right. And then in the long range plan would be to have the online course go with 30 plus or minus, 30 minus or plus people each time, so that you can have that income coming in as well, right?
Yeah. I mean, yes.
So you have the possibilities there. It's just to make to have them come to fruition that would be the thing, right? So
Yeah. And, so in the construction of the course, so there, aside from the financial management and responsibility part, in the construction of the course, every step of the way has seemed to make, complete sense, like, why would I put it into 10 weeks? Well, I mean, I've thought it through and gotten coaching, and so the like it makes sense. It's logical, I mean, I've been operating without structure for 24 years. I've just basically have been offering a certain step-by-step process and telling people, take as long as you want,
Mm-hmm.
Now, 80% of what I offer, they get done in 3 or 4 months,
Right.
So it really serves them to have a 10-week structure to go boom, 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 and yet at the same time, I can see how there's so much value in there uh, from the principles and the financial practices that they could repeat it for a while, repeat it and still get lots of value, and so
Yeah, you're sold on it. That's a major factor. If you're sold on it, it's going to be a lot easier to share it with other people and have them get your enthusiasm, and
yeah,
your commitment and
yeah,
your passion for it, so to speak.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sold. I've got powerful marketing material and promotion. It's good. It's packed.
Yeah. So one of the things from leading a lot of workshops in my life, a lot of programs and things like that, sometimes the first one is not as well attended, but then once people get the value, they begin to share it with other people.
Yeah.
So that's a built in too. If you can have the first one come off, then you have the word of mouth after that. Some word of mouth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I I'm good with that. I mean, if we got 5 people, it's good. I'll do it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and maybe I'm in the way. Maybe I'm scared to have you know
Mm.
more than maybe there's something there of. I mean, I have to say I am a little. I'm going to have to really script out my work so I'm not just winging it.
Yeah, and anytime now again, this would be a good context for you to begin to work with the idea of what we were just saying. So anything that occurs in the next until October 15th till it begins, or even in the program itself, anything that occurs in that time period you are able to handle. But at the same time, what you're going to look at is not what you can handle, but what is getting in the way of that, which is any kind of fear, concern, worry, anxiety, all the defenses that the ego can, excuse me, the ego can put up against it to keep you feeling separate from it. Because that's how the ego gets us. It keeps us feeling separate from um, the goal.
I
So
think I think there's some formidable defenses,
yes, exactly.
and yet I keep coming back to there's solid value here. I mean, I have so much evidence. I
Yeah.
got so many years of evidence, so it all makes sense. And so
Well, you've
and
got the train running down the track now, so you just got to keep fueling it. You got to keep
yeah,
fueling the train, and
and
it'll
and
get you there.
and the larger opportunity is not just to get it out to a lot of different companies, but get it marketed through the associations.
Yes,
So all the construction industry associations could promote this
right,
as a value added benefit
right.
to all their members. And same thing with the franchises. All the franchises could latch onto it and offer it as a value added benefit to their this could go viral. I mean, we could go viral. I
Yeah,
mean, this could be like, and the reason they would do that is because it produces value, and it really delivers a value that every single contractor is suffering, with. So,
yeah, yeah, yeah. So the train is on the track. It's rolling down the track. You got it started, and you just have to keep clearing, rather than adding fuel. Let's use another metaphor. You got to keep clearing stuff off the track, and the track is your mind. You got to
Yeah.
keep clearing that stuff out so that you don't start getting defensive about it, and begin to try to, you do things out of fear, out of scarcity, out of lack about it.
Yeah. Well, did you see my chat?
Huh?
Did you see my chat?
Your chat? No, hold on a second.
Yeah, look at my, yeah, there's a little chat thing, you know.
No, yeah, I mean, I see that. 70 what?
There's a reason why I put it in the chat.
Okay. I'm no, sorry. Can you add a little more to give me a little context?
Okay.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. That's great.
So, you know, there's, you know, and it kind of goes back to, would God have a plan for my salvation that doesn't work?
Right.
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 So I feel like I'm being guided, pushed, shoved, you know, led in this direction. And then these people show up and I got this great team, and, you know, great as defined as, God, you know, I love these people.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they're like, I mean, I really, you know, I mean, every time, you know, I interact with them, there's, you know, joy shows up, you know, so, and I love what I do, you know, and I love delivering it. And so there's, you know, this grace, you know, kind of, I feel got, you know, led by the grace around this, you know,
Right.
and yet we're not, you know, the results, the, you know, butts in seats aren't showing up. And, you know, like I just said there, you know, I got a little bit of a window,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm, you know, being with, so.
One of the things about online programs that people are finding out, I find out myself, is that a lot of times people wait to the last minute because they don't have to go anywhere. You know, they don't have to fly somewhere. They don't have to get tickets and make an itinerary and all that stuff. So what's the point of signing up really early? I mean, you might get some, but a large part, if it goes, it'll be a lot of more will sign up toward the end, maybe the last week or something like that. I bet. That would be my guess. It seems to happen quite a bit.
Yeah, I have no experience with this, you know, you know, so, you know, but I'm just trying to be responsible for the financial.
Another thing you could put on your webpage, inviting them to participate, is if they have any questions, they contact you. Do you have something like that they can contact you or someone else?
I'll check, you know, I'll check.
Give them a way to take some action immediately without having to, you know, get totally committed to it. Otherwise, they just go away. You know, if they don't, maybe they have a question, but they don't want to bother with it because they don't see any way to answer it. That's another possibility.
So, you know, I'm just trying to be responsible for the, you know, financial, you know, side of all this. And I've never done this before. You know, I've never done anything this expensive, you know.
Yeah,
and,
exactly. Yeah.
you know, it's different than, you know, I mean, nor have I ever bought 3 rental income properties, you know.
Yeah.
But to see, that's a little bit more practical because, you know, even though it's a risk, you know, you got to get them rented. But it's, you know, property, the cost of real estate is appreciating here. You know, we've probably already seen some appreciation. It's about 13%
Wow.
here. So,
That's great.
you know, that's you know, I checked that out. So it's not so risky. You know, you just got to keep them rented so your, you know, cash flow happens.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
but this is, you know, I'm like way out there on the skinny branches on this one, you know.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's the thing about when you have a vision, you're going places you've never been before. So that's the whole point. If you've done it before, then there wouldn't be so many questions about it. Or
Right. Right.
So yeah, so you're moving out toward your vision, and you don't have a real um, history. You don't have a background of it. You know, it's just brand new, which is the exciting part.
Yeah,
So
I know.
don't confuse your excitement for anxiety or something, or concern or worry. It's all excitement, you know, for this new venture.
Yeah.
And just keep your course handy, and keep your mind uh, you know, free of the obstacles to the peace of mind that you want. Ultimately, what you want is peace of mind. So everything you're doing is designed to bring you some peace of mind. So you can also go directly. You don't have to have certain turnouts to have peace of mind. You can have peace of mind right now without any um, circumstance that has to occur or don't not occur.
Well, you know, when I'm working, you know, I have peace of mind because I just get into the flow. You know, I'm talking to people,
Yeah.
and information comes through me. It's not from me, you know, and I'm like me, like an identity disappears,
Yeah.
and this, you know, think somebody else shows up.
The
You know, so
source, the
yeah,
source.
and it's great, you know, and so that's my vision for this. So I think I'm going to have to handle my mind by going through my presentation slide by slide by slide and writing down, you know, what's the intention, you know,
Yeah.
for each one. So because, you know, I got to have some structure for myself. You know, I don't want to read the slides, you know, but so that's what I got to do. And I have done that yet. So I think that will really give me peace of mind, handle my mind
Yes.
about this thing. So
Exactly. Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, get it so that it's so there's no concern about how you're going to present it, or how, you know, what the order of flow
yeah.
is, things like that. And make sure you've got to contact me or contact us on your website. If you have any questions about this program, contact us here, you know, or something like that. Make sure you got that. You probably do, but just make sure, you know.
Okay. So the next time we talk
Yes.
will be, interestingly, the day after my course starts, right?
I have would be
Wait,
17th, the 17th,
yeah, it will be 2 days after my course
2
starts.
days. Yeah. Right. Exactly. Okay. Got it. So let's go ahead and schedule that.
So on that date, I'll either be very happy or totally depressed.
Okay. You might be totally depressed, but you can change your mind and be happy anyway. So that's your option. Forget that. All right. Same time. And what about Don? Do you think Don will be interested?
I don't know. He's traveling right now, so I
Yeah.
don't know. I think did you talk to him or something?
No, he sent us an email, right, about to this meeting.
Yeah, he seems, I think, I don't know. I've
That's all
been so
right.
busy.
We'll find
I,
out.
yeah, I'll find out.
You'll find out. All right. So, yeah. So anything else I can help you with?
No, no, we're good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. My pleasure to spend some time with you, Greg. And I'm really happy about your progress. This is fantastic. You're moving along at a good clip.
Yep, we are. Yep,
You're in
we
the
are.
marathon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. God bless you.
All right.
What I'll do is I'll put this when I get to it, I'll put this on YouTube and send you a link.
Okay.
Sound good?
Sounds good. All right. Thank you, sir. Talk to you soon.
Love you.
Love
Bye-bye.
you too. Bye.